everyone, and please subscribe to all of you. I hope my voice coming good and clear. Sorry, I apologize. It took me some time to fix the audio. Today our topic is actually very important, and as you see, we are going to talk about Blackstone. You know, I'm working in my coming book. Actually, I'm working in more than one book. And, you know, sometimes I save, let us say, some important information for, let us say, the coming study, the coming book, the coming information. We share many of them online. Online is just to explain and to make the education easier and easier to deliver to everybody in the world. However, always books is the best way to, you know, to learn. And still, like the old traditional way is the best way to learn. That's what I believe. Now, for short, the world today is changing, but I think books at the end of the day is the best. And it doesn't matter what technology bring to us. Reading a book is something we enjoy, especially if the book is teaching us something new. Today, our topic is not something new we spoke about before, but there is a lot of new information I will share with you this time, which actually I was preparing it to be in my book, not to share online. But then I said to myself, I mean, it doesn't matter really if I say it now or later. You know, when you do and you search and you study very well, and you are a person who try, you know, to connect the dots together. A TV screen is nothing but dots. And when you receive an image through satellite or through antenna or a digital cable, in fact, you are not receiving any image, you are receiving dots. And those dots go through a processor, and the processor translate those dots into an image, which we can see and we enjoy. History is the same. History is the same. And the problem is that most of us do not know how history is so much connected to each other. We think that the history of Egypt is different from the history of Greece, and the history of Greece is different from the history of the Babylon or you know, the Persia. When all of them those are connected and they are as nations, they mixed very much, not only in war, but by marriage or even rape or slavery or taken over on war. So there's a lot of mix, and through that mix, a lot of ideas and belief they go through. And today we are going to show you something very important. I'm sure you never heard this before. No one before me spoke about it. The black stone, which the Muslims always speak about. If you ask any Muslim, he will say to you, black stone is a black stone. It's a stone. But the fact is, the black stone never was a stone, even though they call it a stone. If you zoom in the image, which I'm showing you now on the screen, and I will zoom for you, give me a minute, you will notice that this is not a stone. The name is very deceiving. The name is extremely deceiving. Black stone. First of all, it's not even black. Secondly, it's not a stone. It is small, tiny, little rocks inserted in the brown, expensive wax. Always when you read the Muslim books like Al-Bukhari or Sahih Muslim, we read the sentence, it says, Al-Hajar al-Aswad, which means literally black stone. And you know, when I was like young, this is like 2 centuries ago, I used to think that the black stone is a stone. The whole thing is a stone. I never saw it from short distance. I never get close to it to see. But when technology came and we have computer, we have internet, and then we were able to see really how the stone looked like. It turned to be that there's no black stone. It's only little tiny stones inside the wax. And if you go right now and search for black stone Kaaba maintenance, you will see that the Muslims almost every week, they have to add more wax to the stone, because when people touch it, the wax will start demolishing, and those stones, little rocks, they can be stolen. They can be taken because they are very easy. This is why they have always guard and people watching to see if anyone trying to, unblock one of those stones and steal it. So they are small, tiny stones. Then why they call it the black stone? If you see with me in the screen, you might notice that this introduction mentions something about the Greek or the Greek mythology. What the Greek mythology have to do with this? It doesn't make sense. I mean, those are Muslims, those are Greek. There is a huge difference between them. That all doesn't make sense. But if you study the Greek mythology, you will find that there is a lot of similarity between the black stone of the Kaaba and the stone which one of the gods of the Greek, very famous god, horrible god, the first god ever who ate his babies. This god, supposedly in the mythology, he learned that his kids will replace him. His kids, they are going to take over him. They are going to get rid of him. His name is Coronos. Coronos, he have a goddess who is his companion, or you can call it wife or girlfriend. When he learned that his babies are going to take over his kingdom and they will make a revolution against him, he decided to eat them. So he started eating his kids one by one. After he ate almost all of them, there was only one left. His girlfriend, or let's say his wife, his women, the goddess women, her name is Rahya. She did fool the god, and she gave him a stone, and she wrapped it inside, like a fabric. So the god, he swallowed the stone, as he did to all his children. And this is the last one. Thinking that this is the sun. But he did not know that she replaced the sun with a rock. And then the sun grew, and he became powerful god. And then the story, the mythology continue about how he took over and he broke justice against the father who ate his children. But in the story, this mythology, that this god, when he learned about what happened, based on the version of the story you read, but all of them they agree that spit, he spit the babies, who they are now stones. And those stones are 7 stones. They are the 7 babies. If we go to the Kaaba stone and we count how many there are, they glue them together to make them look like a stone or one stone, but in fact they are not. You will find that there is 7, even though there is some like they glued together, like if you remember the story of Al-Qurmuti, who he took the black stone supposedly, and he used it as a stone for pupu for almost 21 years. He destroyed the Kaaba. He proved to Muslims that Islam is false by saying, challenging Allah. There's a chapter in the Quran, it's called the chapter of the elephant, speaking about the Christian army coming to destroy the Kaaba, and then Allah, he sent his birds who they throw rocks at the army and at the elephant army. That's why it's called the elephant. Which is very funny to bring an elephant or one elephant to the land of Mecca, because an elephant cannot survive, not even half day walking in the desert. A desert has 0 water. But if you count the stones, you will find that there are 7 stones. Each one of them resemble the babies of the God who swallow his babies. If you ask yourself, or let us say, if you try to find an answer about anything, with these days we have the internet, it can help you a lot, really. I mean, it can save you from having a huge library. In the old days, in order to have a few books, we have to be rich, literally, you know. You have to be really rich. Every book costs you a lot of money, a lot of money. These days, in the internet, there is endless number of books. Like people before us didn't have such a let us say a luxury where you can find a book in 2 seconds. If you go and search about the God, this God, Coronos, who his girlfriend secretly gave birth to Zeus in Crete, and you know, and she warped, and she handed Cronos the stone warped in fabric, cloth, and he swallowed it. He thought he is get rid of it. But then when you check the numbers, who the God ate and then he spit. But that is not the only issue. You will find that the stone, which is given by the goddess, the Greek believe it fell down on the center of the earth. Where? On the center of the earth. This stone became a location of a temple. Huge, massive one. And this is stone where the God, he spit, is the markland for the whole earth. So remember what happened. And this is why it fell in the center of the earth. Now, if we go and ask Muslims, where is the black stone located? What do you believe? You will see every single Muslim will say to you that he believes that the black stone is in the center of the earth. You will find tons of videos. This is a proof that the Kaaba is the center of the earth. Remember, the Kaaba itself is built in the location of the black stone, which Allah He sent down from heaven, which was white, like milk. And then the sin made it black. The Greek goddess who committed a great sin by eating his babies, who performed unjust, he swallowed a white stone. He spit white stone. But the stone which he spit, it is where the Greek used to go and pray and worship. And this is where it says that this stone, by time, became the center of sin forgiven, to remember or remembrance of what happened and the unjust happened by such a God. The Muslims adopt exactly the same idea. Mecca is the center of the earth. It doesn't matter how much you try. Muslims, they insist that it is the center of the earth. And they use something called the golden ratio. But in 2 seconds, you can debunk them, and you will see that this is something very stupid. Because using the golden ratio, the same one, can prove any city to be a center of the earth. Simply, either you believe that the earth is flat, and that will make it a center, and it have to be a circle, flat circle, not a globe. And then that can make it maybe the center. But the center of an earth which is not a flat, it is simply a fabrication. You will see the Muslims in their TVs. They have tons of videos. And they bring this guy, supposedly, he is a scientist, Egyptian scientist. If you watch this video, actually, you will see that he claimed that, I don't know if this is the whole video, I think this is a short video of it, short version of it. He claimed that when the Americans, they went to the space, to the moon, they found a ray coming from the Kaaba, going all the way, they don't know where, but going all the way to the sky. And this ray supposedly is connected to the house of Allah in the seventh heaven. And then those Americans, they published this news in the internet for 17 or 18 days, as the guy he said, but at that time there was no internet. Proving that the whole story is just a fiction, stupidity, but the Muslims believe anything, as you see. Going back to our topic, the black stone obviously have a connection with the Greek mythology. In the same time, it doesn't mean that it does not have its own touches, which mean other religions is mixed with it. We have tons of Muslim books say clearly that the black stone was white, and then the blood of women, which is from their menstruation, made it black. And that blood is a blood of sin. Why? Because those women, supposedly, they are unable to have babies. So what they do, the man he go and the women goes, and they go around the Kaaba totally naked. If you remember, we showed you before many reference about people going around the Kaaba totally naked. Totally. They are wearing nothing. All what you see in YouTube is nothing but laughable and really stupid. And if somebody share the truth, usually nobody even watches video. You have to be a professional liar in order, to make people listen to you. Saying the truth is not a good business. Nobody will care for what you say. The Arab who used to go around the Kaaba totally naked, and who shape the Kaaba simply, or they shape the black stone in the shape of a vagina. You know, nobody asked himself why the Kaaba is in the shape, or the black stone is made in the shape of a vagina. What was the reason why it's shaped this way? And if there's no stones, why they make it a stone? When it is, in fact, it's not even a stone. They are little tiny rocks. Who is the one? Sorry for that. Who is the one who made this stone like this? Who is the one who designed a stone like this? Who is the one who put this frame? And why this frame look like that? Studying more history, you will see that this stone simply always presented sexuality. From the mythology of the Greek, the god have sex with the goddess female. The god, he feared that his children, who they are gods, they will take over him. The god ate the babies. The god, he sent the stone. The stone arrived to a human being so he can remember, and he put it in the center of the earth. So a human being, they remember that God of just is always there. And even if the bigger God, he is not just, there is someone, truly godly person is going to make justice happen. Muhammad, he adopted tons of stories about this black stone. The black stone is going to witness for you in the day of judgment, Muhammad said. The Greek believed that the stone witnessed for the crimes of the bad god, which simply in this case is like Satan. By touching the black stone, your sin is forgiven. It's erased. Muhammad, he made tons of claims. All of them present nothing but paganism, and none of them make any sense. I will show you some of them. But before we go there, we will show you how this is connected to the Greek mythology again. The house of Zeus is the first house which is marked by the stone of gods. The house of Allah is the first house which marked by the stone of Allah. If we go in the Quran, we will find this. And you will find something very strange. Chapter 3, verse number 96, it doesn't say even the word Mecca. It says the word Bakka. What is it, Bakka or Mecca? The first house established for the people was that at Bakka, a place which is holy. I will not be surprised if we do a little search and find that there is something connected to something else. If you remember before, I showed you a temple in Yemen. It's called the Temple of Al-Maqqa. Now we have Mecca, we have Bakka. What is that? I mean, it's Mecca, it is Bakka, it is, well, it's kind of confusing. You will notice that the Muslim says to us that Allah, he sent the Quran in 7 letters. 7 letters. What 7 letters mean? Doesn't make sense. They say to you in 7 dialect, 7 Arabic dialect. In fact, none of them, those are Arabic dialect. Arabic is a collection of foreign language like Aramaic, Ethiopian, Hebrew, like all kind of Coptic, you name it. Persian, like as an example, Istabrak. Istabrak is a Persian word. Allah, He promised the Muslims a fabric which is silk, and He called it Istabrak. It's like saying Gucci at our time now. Like something very famous, known. It is a fabric made in Persia, which is very stupid to say, because if Allah, He wrote the Quran before the time of a human being is created, then He is using something even made by the non-Muslims, the enemy of Islam. That's even more stupid. And what He will do, He will import this fabric to heaven. But focus on our topic here, that you will see that the Quran saying, or Muhammad saying, Ibn Mas'ud is the one who wrote Quran. He has his own Quran. And his Quran, by the way, does not have the chapter of Al-Fatiha. The whole chapter does not exist. The Quran was sent in 7 moons. What does that mean? I mean, is it worth it? The whole Mecca is a small, tiny village. It's not even a city. Like maybe now you see a city. This is because Las Vegas grew and became a big business. Before Islam, there's many Kaaba. Every tribe, they have their own Kaaba. And the more important the tribe is, the more people come to that Kaaba to worship. So Kaaba was a very normal thing. All Arab practice it. But now we have 7 Quran, and we have the Quran saying the word Bakka and saying the word Mecca. So is Bakka the same as Mecca? We will assume for now that it is the same. Following the trace of what Muhammad said, that Allah sent the Quran in 7 dialects. But here you notice something very stupid and very funny. Because if Allah sent the Quran in 7 dialects, then the word Bakka should not be located in the same Quran where the word Mecca is located. Because the Muslim will say to you, well, Bakka, it was one of the dialect which the Arab they use. So sometime the letter B become M, the letter Ka became Qa, as like the one in Yemen. But if this is the scenario, then it should not be in the same Quran. So obviously the one who collected the Quran, he mixed it up. You know, this is a verse should not be in this one, it should be in different Quran. But we are lucky to have them both, because this is the most popular Quran and we can use it to prove our point. So now we have Bakka and we have Makkah. The chapter of Al-Fatih, verse number 24, as you see, and the other chapter here, chapter 3, verse number 96. If we go and do a little search, we will find that the word or the temple for the moon god is the temple of Al-Makkah. Now remember, we just mentioned that Mecca can be Makkah, for it is different dialect. As simple as that. For a long time, they thought that this is the temple of the sun god. But finally, after they were able to read what's so-called inscribed on the walls, they were able to come to the conclusion that they were wrong. And Al-Makkah was the moon god temple. I saw somebody send me a video of two Christians without saying their names. And a lady, she was talking about the black stone and the Kaaba and Allah. And they said that the Kaaba or Allah is not the moon god. And the lady, she was quoting somebody book. And she said, this is his position today, as if we care about his position. We have facts. We have facts. You will see here al-Maqqah, al, like in Arabic we use al to give definition, like you say in English, the, like the house, the tree, the car. So it's like to give definition. So like something is specific, not any house, not any tree, not any person. So the teacher. So we're not talking about a teacher. We are talking about a specific teacher. However, I told you before that al as a word is coming from the Aramaic language originally, and it is a word mean God. The Sabian, they consider the temple of Al-Makkah is one of their temple. The same as they consider the Pharaoh was one of their holy men. This is why the Sabian, they curse the Jews and they call the God of the Jews Adonai, the devil. As an example, in their books, the Sabian, they say that Adonai, the devil, he commanded the Jews to do circumcision for themselves. You will find that Muhammad adopted the same thing. In the same time, there's a contradiction. If you go in the Quran, or if you ask any Muslim, before we go to the Quran, if you ask any Muslim why it is forbidden for you to have a tattoo, why it's forbidden for you to have a fake hair, especially for the women. Men, they can't do it. Why it's forbidden to take hair from your face. He will say to you, because you are changing the way Allah created you. The way Allah created you. And you will see that this is how Muhammad, he adopted what the Sabian, they taught and they believe, that a person should not change the way he look like. If God created you in such a way, then you don't change that way. But then Muhammad, when he met with the Jews, he accepted, or let us say he promoted, the circumcision. Which is totally against what Muhammad himself teach. If I cannot take hair from my body, and the excuse is, by doing that, you are, challenging God. I mean, you are changing your look, and you are not allowed to do so. Who allowed you to do so? Who is the one who gave you permission to do that? You will see Muhammad claiming that the one who commanded, or let us say he promised, to change the look of a human being, which means he will make a human being change his look. Me, myself, by the way, I have no problem with such a thing. I mean, like those who are satanic people who put rings everywhere, etc. They have mental illness. I don't want to blame Satan for it, but the Quran literally blames Satan for it. In chapter 4, verse 119, it says, according to Muslims, if you read it, by the way, if you read the verse, right away you will come to a conclusion that this is Allah is talking. Because nowhere here it says that this is Satan talking. This is how stupid the Quran. But I will go with the Muslims, they say. The Muslims, they say this is Shaitan speaking, Satan. So Satan said, I will lead them astray and fill them in the furnace, and I will command them to cut off the cattle ears, and I will command them to alter, to change God the creation. So in one hand, Muhammad, he adopted the circumcision, but in the other hand, he adopted the Sabian, who they believe that Al-Makkah temple belonged to them, that changing the creation of God look is satanic. Muslim cannot even explain to us why even they do circumcision, what they have to do with it, and how the Quran says you're going to change the creation of God, and then you go and change the creation of God. If God created you with this piece in your private part, then why you want to take it off? So either this verse is a fabrication, or this verse is what Muhammad really said, but that will make a contradiction with the rest of the Quran and the Muhammadan speaking about changing the look. If a woman, she take hair, I'm not going out of the topic, by the way, because the title is about the black stone, right? Already we covered some of that, but we will go back there. So the temple of Al-Makkah and the story of Muhammad, they are very much connected. Muhammad, he learned a lot from those Sabian. In fact, in the hadith, Arab called Muhammad Sabian, the Sabi. The Muslim, they will say to you, oh no. They call it Sabi because the one who leave his religion, they call him Sabi. But Sabi is a name of religion. What Sabi? Saba'a, he became a Sabian. So there is a story of a woman. She saw a bunch of Muslim men looking for water, and they asked her where to find water. And the woman, she said, okay, I can tell you, who are you? They said, we are the one, we are coming with the prophet. She said, is that the one who is called Sabi? They said, yes. And I will show you the reference. Here in front of us, which is very authentic hadith, you will see that the one who changed the creation of God is cursed. You remove hair, a woman removing hair from her face is cursed, is going to go to hell. So which one really is more horrible? Removing hair from your hair if you are a female, or cutting a piece of meat literally in your penis, or circumcision for women, because Muslims now, they do circumcision for women, and they claim this is what happened from the time of Muhammad. So in one hand, we cannot change the way Allah made us, but at the same time, Muhammad, he told them to color their hair red because they want to be redhead, and he forbid them from coloring their hair black because he hate the color black. He want to be blonde. This is why, if you don't notice, if you notice with me, you will find some Muslims, they look really funny with their beard and their hair. You know, the issue is when I try to go in a topic, a lot of information come in the way, and you will find yourself, instead of making a video of 1 hour, you end, or maybe 40 minutes, you end with maybe you're making a book. This is a Muslim coloring his beard with red color, literally red. This is not a blonde, literally fire color. And actually, it looked really ugly, and it looked satanic. So it is in the Quran that Shaitan will make them change the way Allah made them look like. Yet the Muhammadan, they want to be blonde. Not blonde, they want a fiery red head. And this is how Muhammad used to do his beard. This is not only Muslim today. This is how the Muslims copying what Muhammad did. And you tell me how much good looking that is. For me, I find it look like Satan. Look funny and look stupid. And why in the world anyone want to do that to himself? What that would do exactly? It doesn't make sense. So this is a stupid religion, is a collection of other religions. He took some from the Sabi, and he took some from the Jews, and he took some from the Greek and their stones. We mentioned to you that the black stone, according to Muhammad, sent down from heaven, right? Let me show you something. About the black stone. While the Greek, they believe that the black, or the stone, sorry, was a spit from the mouth of God, and the Muslim believe that the black stone sent down by Allah. They don't tell us it's sent from where. They say it was in heaven. But they don't say if Allah used his hand or he spit it. However, you will find something very important. And I'm going to share this link with you. And the one who really care to learn is the one who save reference. This is the book, very important book for Muslim Sunni. The website, this is a Shia website, but we don't care, it is Shia website or Sunni. This is a book, and the book is a Sunni book. As-Sira al-Halabiyya, volume number 1, page number 256. I highlighted for you a sentence in green in the search. Let me be sure that you guys can see it clear. It says that the black stone was shiny with light. And the light of it used to go all the way to the doors and the gates of the area which the Kaaba is located. It become black because the period blood of women touched it during the era of ignorance. Some they say that become a black because Adam used to cry and he dropped his tears on it and his sin. Some they say that the sin of the children of Adam made it black. And some they say the reason for it is so black because of a fire in the time of Quraysh. Secondly, in the time of Abdullah ibn Zubayr. This is history where the Kaaba being burned and destroyed. And this is proving that the Muslims lie when they say the Kaaba is the house of God, protected by God, and the story of the elephant is a fabrication. And then they continue saying, Allah, He took the stone when the earth was flooded in the time of Noah. And he was in a tent. As it mentioned in the story of Ibrahim, peace be upon him, when he said to Ishmael, the Muslims, they have their own stories, by the way. So don't, you might hear this story for the first time, but this is not what Abraham he said. This is the Muslim Ibrahim. So Ibrahim he said, let me use Google translation right away so you guys can read instead of putting Arabic for you on the screen, which make no sense for you. Let me use Google. Why the translation is not working? Not able to do click and make translation. I don't know why. Save as BTF. I'm not sure why I'm not able to do so. Yeah, because this is not Google browser. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, it's my fault. Let us open it in Google browser. And I will highlight it again. And now we are going to use Google Translation. Give me a second. Too many browsers are open. All right. Let us use this. All right. So now we are going to make it go English. Here we go. It should be working. Yeah. Come on, don't give me a hard time. All right. Now we are fine. This is the reference. I will shorten the link and give it to you. Biography of Aleppo Al-Halabi. Very number 1, page number 256. Very important reference. The black stone was with, have a spark of light or have light coming from it, reaching all the way to the end of the doors of the cell, like the area which is forbidden. And the black stone, here the translation is not coming really too much good. It become a black when the menstruation touch it in the pre-Islamic time. Now this is for us is very important. Why? Because that will prove to you what Christian Prince he claimed. That a black stone is used as a stone of fertility. Remember the Greek god, he ate his children. The Greek god, what he did? He ate his children. He ate his babies, literally. When he ate his babies, is to destroy the fertility, is to get rid of it. Another way is to destroy any children who can be. It's like a penalty. He's angry. God is angry. God is angry. So this God who destroyed the fertility, he is not going to allow you to have a baby if he is angry from you. So what people used to do, they go and the women and men, they used to go around the Kaaba totally naked. And we showed you before reference, if you remember. If we go here, let us show you the reference. as you see, this is Sahih Muslim, this is very authentic. The Arab before Muhammad and in the time of Muhammad, not after, in the time of Muhammad, which means almost Muhammad, he spent all his life, and the Arab, and he never opened his mouth against it. You will not find one story, one hadith, one verse in the Quran saying anything about people going naked around the Kaaba. So what they do when they go naked? Why they are going naked? What is the reason? It says here that narrated that they circumambulate around the house, which is the Kaaba, in the state of nudity. What is exactly the practice was there to the point they are nude. And then in other stages of the practice, they put some clothing. They are not even allowed to bring their own clothing. They have to rent, or let us say it's a business, the one who take care of the Kaaba. They rent them clothing, which is the same as the Muslim today they use. But why they were going around the Kaaba naked? The God is angry. This God is not allowing those Arab to have babies. He eat their babies. He swallowed them in their womb. So by going to the Kaaba, as we showed you from the Islamic reference, not from my own, it says that the blood of the menstruation made the black stone black. Now, if you ask yourself how a woman she have menstruation can cause a stone to turn to be black, what is the connection? The only way for it to happen is to believe or to say that it touched it. In fact, I can show you other references. Says لَمَسَتْهُ دَمُ الْحَيْض. The blood of menstruation touched it. So what the Arab used to do? Why they are going naked? Women who they cannot have babies and their men, they go totally naked around the Kaaba. When they arrive to the black stone, which have stones spit from the sky, those stones come from the mouth of God. And those stones present fertility of the Greek god. Then, by touching those stones, you are touching God. For those stones is coming from God, and this God, he might forgive you. So you might be able to have babies again. Going back to the reference here, you will see the first thing you will notice how the story is messed up. Tons of reference, none of them. I mean, here it says demonstration, and then they continue saying, and it's mentioned that it was black because Adam wiped away his tears on it. Which one? And then it's mentioned, state that the sin of the sons of Adam make it black. And mention that because of the fire, when they burned the Kaaba, the enemy of Allah, Allah could not protect his Kaaba. The fire made the stones black. Once in the time of Quraysh and once in the time of Abdullah ibn Zubayr. And it's mentioned that the stone was raised from the earth, from this to the sky, from the earth again, when the whole earth is covered by the flood of Noah. And it's mentioned. I mean, tons of mentioned. And this is what Islam is based on, legends. Muhammad he say something. But you will notice here it says, when the flood of Noah came, Allah, he put or he delivered a stone to a mount, a closed mount in Mecca. It's called Aba Qubais, not far from the Kaaba. So Allah, he stored that stone there. If you will notice here, it says, in the reference in front of us, I don't know if you can see it in English. Abraham, he told his son, "Oh my son, get me a stone so I can put it here." Ishmael, he told him, "I'm lazy and stupid or tired." I'm very tired. Okay. So he went looking for a stone. But then Jibreel, he brought him a stone from India. The translation here is not coming correct. From India. And this is the stone which Adam, he came out with it from paradise. Are we done? No. And it was said that Jibreel placed it and Abraham built on it. And Ishmael came with the stone from the valley. I mean, do you see how many stories on one page about the black stone? And this is a very serious book. This is how authentic Islam is. They have no idea what they are talking about. It's a collection of fictions and stories. We are not even reading the beginning of the page. And if I can continue reading, you will see how stupid, how dummy, how confusing. Like, after reading all this page, did we even learn where the black stone is coming from and what is the black stone? It's been said, it's been said, it's been said, it's been said. And each story is different from the other story. But we have something very important here, where it says demonstration. And you will notice this came in the beginning as the first option. Who won the reference? Let me shorten the link. All right, let me know if it works. Let me know, please, if the link is working. If not, I need to make a new link. Working? All right. So very, very important. And you know, I can get you tons and tons and tons of reference about the same thing, but repeating reference doesn't make any difference. We prove it, that's it. So the Arab go nude around the Kaaba. And then there is more stories about how men, they used to go, the Hajj never was called Hajj. It used to be called Al-Hajj. What al-hak mean? Grabbing. Hak, not hajj. Hak is the woman touching her private part on the black stone. And the black stone, obviously, it was not like this. There's a hadith, let me see if I can find it, where it says that Ibn Abbas, he used to prostrate and pray on it. So it wasn't really in that position we see right now in the Kaaba. Here we see the story, Muhammad saying that the black stone was white like milk and the sin of mankind made it black. But you ask yourself, is that can be true? Sin making a stone black? And does that mean that a person he become black because he did a sin? Yes, Islam teach that. You are white, for you are a good person, according to Muhammad, and you are black because you are a bad person, according to the faith in Muhammad. That's why the Quran says, يَوْمَ تَسْوَدُّ وُجُوهُ وَتَبْيَضُّ وُجُوهُ. The day that Allah will make faces black or white. Those who they are Muslims will be white, and those non-Muslims will be black. So here, you will see how Muhammad he practiced the black stone ritual. This one is not about the black stone. This is a hadith about the last thing Muhammad did. Actually, I found this hadith, by the way, like it came in my way now. I find it very funny. The last thing Jesus, he said in the cross, forgive them, Father, they do not know what they are doing. The last thing Muhammad he did, he asked his wife Aisha to give him a dish so he can piss in it, and he died. All right? But anyway, this is not our topic. Here we have Umar al-Khattab saying that I know that you are used as a stone and there is no benefit from you, neither harm. But just because Muhammad kissed you, I will kiss you. But here you notice that Umar is not convinced with anything had to do with the black stone. But Muhammad, he said clearly that the black stone is the right hand of Allah. The black stone erases your sin. The black stone is going to witness for you in the day of judgment. The black stone, the black stone, the black stone. So here Umar, because nobody dared to question Umar and nobody dared to say Umar is exposing Muhammad. Nobody. In fact, I believe strongly that Umar, he used to ride Muhammad like a donkey. When the hadith says that Muhammad, he told them that touching the black stone and the Yemeni corner, and that will take us to the Yemeni corner in Yemen, that is the temple of Al-Makkah. If you touch them both, it erases your sin totally. All sin are gone. Let us see the hadith. Here we go. And this is authentic hadith. O Abu Abdul Rahman, why do I only see you touching these two corners? He said, I heard the messenger of Allah says, touching them erase sin. And I believe Muhammad clearly, he made that in order to avoid releasing a slave. The Arab before Islam, they used to do something the same as the Greek people. If God is angry from you, you release one of your slaves. You know that this is slavery is not, should not do that. So what do? You free a slave. Muhammad, he is a slave businessman. He owned many slaves and he enslaved people. So if everybody free the slaves, that is not a good business. So he told them, you do not need to free a slave. Touching the stones, the black stone, which is not a stone, many stones, many little tiny rocks, and the Yemeni corner and going around it, it erase your sin. It is the same as freeing a slave. So nobody now will free. Which one is easier to go? The purpose is to forgive your sin. The purpose of a freeing a slave is to forgive your sin. This is what the Arab used to do before Islam. So now Muhammad told them, don't do that. Touch the black stone and the Yemeni corner, which the corner which have stones from the temple of Al-Makkah, and your sin will be forgiven. The black stone is the right hand of Allah. Let us find the hadith. Now, for sure, the Muslims, as they wish, when they wish, they deny, they accept whatever they like. Things which was granted to be authentic for centuries. Today, they will say to you, it's not authentic. Let us see. I'm just trying to find an official website. Al-Hajr Aswad. All right. I will give you the page. Number 6. الحجر الأسود يمين الله في الأرض فمن استلمه أو صافحه فكأنما صافح الله تعالى وقبل يمينه. What does that mean? The black stone is the right hand of Allah. Whoever touch it or hand it as if he did shake hands of Allah and he kissed his hand. Let us use Google Translation. The black stone is the right hand of Allah on earth. So whoever touch it or shake hands with it, as if he shake the hand of Allah and he kissed the hand of Allah. Translation is not coming really accurate, but you know, this is what we have while using Google Translation, as you see. Let me shorten this link for you too, so you can save it in case you are interested. If I want to do a full study about the black stone, I guess I will be done by next week, because there's a lot of things, crazy stuff about this black stone. But we are just trying to share with you what is the most important for you to be able to recognize what this religion is about, how false it is and how truthful it is. And you can be the judge. If you are a Muslim or whatever your religion, you'll be the judge of what makes sense to you and what it does not really make any sense. Let me send you the link. Give me a second. Another hadith, the black stone is going to have eyes in the day of judgment. It's going to have mouth. And I guess this one we can find it in the English website. Let us see. And here you will notice that Muhammad is going farther in his paganism, and suddenly the black stone become a very important figure in what the Muslim they claim it is monotheism. Remember, the Muslim they keep bragging about the monotheist prophet, but yet the black stone forgives sin. The black stone is the right hand of Allah. The black stone is going to witness for you in the day of judgment. The black stone is going to have eyes and tongue, and is going to speak against you or for you, as you see. And those are authentic hadith. If you are watching this video later in different channel, always you can freeze the video, and you will see the name of the book. You will see the reference, and you can search it in Google. So here it says, the Messenger of Allah will rise on the day of resurrection with 2 eyes, by which it sees, and a tongue that is speak with, testifying to whoever touch in truth. Even that, we can find it connected to different mythology. But that will take us really to, I mean, we will not finish. Always you will find stupidity is coming from somewhere. Actually, I saw a Jewish guy. He is so silly and so stupid, claiming that the black stone the Muslim they have is the same as the little box the Jews they put in the top of their head. But this is absolutely dummy false. It's not true. Because first of all, the Jews don't have a black stone. Secondly, that box is not a stone. It's a piece of leather. And it was taken from the Bible. But the Jews, as usual, they take it literally in the wrong way. I saw a lot of dummy people in the world. And I could not believe how some Jewish, they claim that the black stone is the same as what the Jews put in their head. I want to make a comment about what the Jews do, having this box in their head. First of all, nowhere in the Bible says to them such a thing. This is very silly and very stupid. And you look like a fool. All what the Bible says, that the phrases which God gave to you, you put it between your 2 eyes. It doesn't say put a box. This is not about putting something literally. The box which is called the Tefillin have nothing to do with what God He command. You shall bind them as a sign upon your head, and they shall be for a reminder between your eyes. This is metaphorically. God don't care if you carry a box on the top of your head or not. They took it and they decided to make it. And as you see, this is not even. This is have nothing to do with a stone, and there is no stone involved. But some like Toiva singer is an idiot. He lie and he make things up. So it's a piece of leather, and inside it there is a script, like a script, quote in Deuteronomy verse, about what God he said, and quoting, they are quoting from there the action, which mean you bend it literally, you put it as sign in your head, and then they take from the Bible that okay, your God is one, or Israel, your God is one. But this has nothing to do with the black stone. Number two, the Jews, they should not have done such a thing. That is really a silly understanding of the Bible. It doesn't look good, it doesn't look right, and it doesn't look smart. Like imagine you are not really a believer in God unless you have such a box in the top of your head. And God will not listen to you unless you put the verse literally on your head between your eyes. And look, just to show you, even they don't do what even, you know, I mean, when the verse says, let me open the verse. Hold on, give me a second. Even though this will change our topic for a second, but no problem. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your head, and they shall be a commandment between your eyes. Okay. Let us go and see how they are even putting it and where they put it. Do you put it between your eyes? No, they don't. So obviously, this has nothing to do with what they do. When they put it in the top of their head, not between their eyes. Imagine you put this box between your eyes. Just try it. So why you don't, if you are following literally, then follow literally. It cannot be in the top of your head in the same time it's between your eyes. It cannot. Because simply your eyes is not in the top of your head. But anyway, human being, you know, maybe one day a rabbi, he told them this is what it meant, and we follow, and everybody do it. But nobody want to use his brain. Because even this is against what the verse is saying. So when somebody says this is a black stone, this is funny because there's no stones there. This is a piece of leather, and there's a scripture from the Bible inside it, and have nothing to do with any of your stone Muslims. So don't even try to go there. And if you bring me an idiot, he's saying it is because he's a donkey. We laugh at him. I'm not going to continue talking about this topic. I think we cover a very good portion of it, because if I continue, the reference is endless and we will not finish. But anyone remember what is the name of the God we spoke of? What is the name of the Greek God? Who remember? I'm just trying to find if your memory is, you know. Anyone remember? We spoke about who? Who is that Greek God who he ate his kids? I want to see if you guys are taking reference or Coronos, or exactly. So the wife, she hid one of the babies. That baby, instead of she gave him a stone, she rubbed it with the clothing. He swallowed a rock, and then he spit the rock. He spit it. He spit the 7 rocks, which is the babies. So when he spit rocks, and this is what the Muslim believe, that the rocks are coming from the sky, who they are a meteor. They have different weight, and they exist all over around the world, not only in Arabia, not only in Russia, not only in Greece. It's all over. We have meteors every second coming from the sky. Have nothing to do with God sending rocks. So the story is there. You can go check it out. You can read it. And I would like to see some of you adding some smart comments. Maybe there is something I did not mention. Maybe something I should mention. And maybe you don't agree, especially if you are a Muslim. But you will notice how too much similarity between the story in the Quran and the story in the Hadith and the story of the Greek. Very much similarity about the babies and the administration of the blood of the women and going naked around the Kaaba. You know, it take me all my life studying and reading. And I did not learn what I learned by reading a newspaper. And I'm sure many of you, anyone heard this one before, what I just said? I'm sure not, because nobody spoke about it before me. I'm sure, I can guarantee you that nobody spoke about what I just said today before me, about the Greek god and his wife or his girlfriend and his babies and the connection to the black stone. When you study, when you spend long time, and you start reading stories of mythologies, and then if you are a person who really trying to find like you don't just read and put it in the shelf, and but your brain is functioning, your brain is trying to connect the dots together, you will find a lot of similarity between here and there. And when I saw in the story that they believe that this is the center of the earth, this is exactly what the Muslim believe. It is the center of the earth. The black stone where the Kaaba built is the center of the earth. The stone which the god of the Greek at that time, Coronos, he throw or he spit out, it's the center of the earth. You will find that things is coming together and give us a different and more clear image. The fertility and touching the vagina, and then the man coming and putting his penis inside the black stone. So the vagina and the penis, which is supposedly later is going to go through it, and they have sex around the Kaaba. They are going to have fertility because now the God who ate babies is not eating babies no more. If you remember, I find it always astonishing how stories they come together. When Shaitan, he ate, or let's say, he killed the babies in the womb. Anyone remember the reference? When Adam and Eve, they had sex, and now they should have babies. Uh, each time Eve, she will deliver a child, or she deliver a child, he died. Some story says he died in the womb, even before birth. Satan come to him, or to Eve, and he told her, if you don't want me to destroy your seed, call him, call the babies, any babies you have, the slave of Al-Harith. Eve, she come to her husband and she told him, well, this is what Shaitan told me. If I call him Abdul Harith, the slave of Shaitan, Harith is one of the names of Satan. Our sons will live. So Satan is swallowing the baby of Eve. But if you obey Satan, Satan will not swallow your baby. In fact, he will not even touch your belly. Let me show you some reference. And here you will see that all Islamic Muhammadan stories is nothing but fictions and stupidity. Nothing but fictions and stupidity. Nothing there. Let me find you some trustworthy reference. Let us see this one. Okay. Well, this website is good. This is the book of At-Tabari. Let me give you the link. This link do not need to be shortened. And you can use Google Translation in your site. You will find tons of stories here. Shaitan scaring Eve, saying to her, I will make him have horn, I will kill him, I will open your belly, I will, you know. And Eve, she went to her husband and she told him, well, the baby is dying because Shaitan doing this, but he told me if I call him the slave of Shaitan, he will live. So Adam agreed. After many time, Eve insisting. The story is so silly, so stupid, and you have to be a certified idiot to believe in it. But this is what they believe in. But remember, this is the origin of monotheism. And now Adam and Eve in heaven, they are attacked by Shaitan, and Shaitan forcing their babies to die. And now Shaitan is saying to them, listen, if you want the baby to live, you better do this. To do what? Well, if you don't do it, I will make your son look like a donkey. I will make him have an ear of an elephant, of a camel. I will make so. So Eve, she said, "Oh, okay, no. Well, he is going to kill our baby, and he is. The baby died. Each time she gave birth to a baby, the baby died. Let us use Google Translation so you can see with me that this is what it says. And this is why we believe Islam is nothing but a pagan collection of stories of stupidity. And to believe in it, you have to be an idiot. Sorry. I mean, this is how it is. You better open the page in your site, open it with Google Translation, and you can use your own language, by the way, because you know each one of us is coming from different country, and you have your own language. Here, you know, you might like be confused. Abdul Harith, Abd mean a black slave. Al Harith is the name of Shaitan. This is one of the name of Satan. So Shaitan, he told her, if you call him this way, Abdul Harith, Abdul, he will live. And the story here, like there's many versions of this story. Ibn Abbas said, okay. So he keep causing the babies to die. And he told her, you know, he scared the hell of her. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, even I will look him like an animal, make him born like an animal. I will install for him ears, tail, etc. And then Adam and Eve, they agree to do as Shaitan required. But all of us, we knew that this will be very weird because the stupid Quran to speak about two sons of Adam. And none of them, his name is Abdul Harith. Based on this story, which is coming from Muhammad supposedly, every son of an Adam, he is the slave of Shaitan. His name is Abdul Harith. If you go to the stupid Quran, look how many stories in the same page. I mean, it's endless. All of this is about Satan and Eve and Abdul Harith. If you go to the stupid Quran, you will find this, the yellow page of Muhammad. This is why nobody can take Muhammad and his books or the Muslims generally seriously. It's just a stupid religion. Yet they claim that they have authentic source. They say to you, even we recorded how the Prophet do poo-poo. True. But even that was written 200 to 300 years after Muhammad did. Do you have a camera at that time? You know, how someone al-Bukhari, he can write about Muhammad. He never saw Muhammad. How we can trace what Muhammad did generation after generation after generation, and people, they never met Muhammad. And how we can be sure that they are not lying? They will say to you, it said from this, but they can lie. The one in front of you says, I heard this from that, and he heard it from that. I can say now, I heard a story from Peter. Who told you? Who told, okay, well, who heard Peter? I'll say Paul. Who heard Paul? I can give list a name. But what you can do with religion, their best man is Muhammad. Here you will notice a story in the Quran. Chapter 5, verse number 27. It's about the two sons of Adam. Here it doesn't mention today to you the names. It says the two sons of Adam. But Muhammad, he mentioned the names. But as we see in this story here, they are Abdul Harith. Imagine all your names, all your sons, you call them with one name, Abdul Harith. All of them. In order to live. And this is why you see, until now, the Muslims, they give their children a name of a beast. Like you will see a Muslim call himself, his parents call him tiger or lion or Osama. Osama is a lion. The reason for that, because Legion says that there's something called a tabi'ah. A tabi'ah is sent by Shaitan. Shaitan will kill your babies. But if you give your son a name of a meat animal eater, like a beast, like a wolf, so you will see a Muslim, his name is Dhib, which means wolf. Fahd, King Fahd, Fahd, the leopard. Nimr, tiger. All those names are given for a reason. Because this religion is full of superstitions and legends and fabrication. I hope we were able today to cover something good for you, and we learned something good and new. And feel free to save your reference, and if you are good in writing articles or even making videos, that will be a blessing. And always try not to be selfish and share with people you know the same we share with you what we learned. Share with people what you learn. That way you will become a blessing for the community, for your family, for your friends. Same time, people, they appreciate you. Knowledge is a treasure. Ignorant is death. Human being die because of what? Because of ignorance. Even about health, if we know what is the medicine to stop any disease, we will not get sick. If we know how to fight cancer, we will not die. If we know that doing this will be a big mistake, we will not do it. If you know that if you marry this woman or marry that man, your life will be miserable, we don't do it. So what is the problem for a human being? Is ignorance. And if you want to believe in religion, doesn't matter which one. You better study carefully what you are believing in. Otherwise, you are a monkey. You are just a person who saw a banana and your saliva is dripping. Even it looked like a banana, but it's not a banana. You do not even check it. You don't even touch it yet. So we have to study. We have to be careful. And the more we study, the more we know, the more we are strong. And for us as a Christians, even you as a Christian, you should not believe in Christianity blindly. Even though the Lord, he says, bless the one who believe and did not see. But he's not talking about a person did not see, did not search, study, look for truth. Someone did not see means someone, he believed by knowing, not just by seeing, because seeing can be deceiving. You might meet a person, look so good, look respected, look professional. Somebody even dressed like a monk. You see him like he have a long beard, he have a gray beard, like, man, respect this old man, and he is a monk. He's a man of God, but he might be a pervert like Muhammad. So we believe in God and the good of God and what Jesus did after we check it out, even though we did not see it, because we have millions of reasons to believe in it, even though we were not witnessing at the time of Jesus. Until now, there's miracles happening in his name. And actually, one of the best miracles, Christians, they witness that when the enemy of Christ, they fed the Christians to the beast, Christianity flourished. It's not what the Christians carry guns and kill. It's not what the Christians have the army of America or the army of Russia. It's when the Christians are really Christians. So our strength is by following the teaching of Christ. Even when the wolf he have teeth and he kill Christians, still the wolf are not going to take over, and the sheep, they are the most beloved. And the wolf is the most condemned. And the wolf is a wolf, even though he tried to come to you in the clothes of a sheep. Muhammad in the beginning, he tried to come in the clothes of a sheep, but it did not take him long before he showed that he is the beast, he is the devil. So I say to you, as the Lord said, and this is the best to finish our podcast for today, from their fruits you shall know them. Not from their speeches. Muhammad, he gave tons of speeches, most of them about stupidity. Black stone, forgive your sin. If you say the word inshallah, your sin is forgiven. But at the same time, he speak too much about God, but he was a rapist. He broke every single commandment of the 10 commandments given to Moses. He worshipped false God. He gave false prophecies. He lied. he killed, he raped, he stole, he did everything you can imagine. What is left about this man is good. Even when he went to his own son's house, he flirted with the wife and later he took her to his house. He flirted in their books. This is not in the book of the Jews, in the enemy of Muhammad, or the enemy, or the Hindus, this is in their books. He went to the house of his own son. He flirted with the wife when the husband is not there. A man of God do what man of God do. This is not a man of God. And when you say to Muslims, do you accept that? He says, I will be honored. I will be honored if the Prophet, he want to sleep with my wife. This is what Satan does. They will be honored that Satan will sleep with their wives. You think he will say no? No way. They will say to you, I will be honored. And I heard it thousands of times. Maybe next time we go live, he can call me. Right now, really, I don't wanna take up phone calls. You know, we stay here for many hours taking calls, but not today. So I want to say, guys, thank you. And any Muslim would like to join us, you know, next time, we will be happy to have you with us. As you see, we're going in this time. You can find us always. Yeah, next time. We, you know, sometimes we stay here for hours saying who wanna call us. Suddenly, you know, this guy wanna call. Yeah. So I want to say thank you. May the Lord bless you all. And don't kiss stones and don't worship stones. And God has nothing to do with the stones of Muhammad, and Muhammad has nothing to do with God. A pervert, a pagan, a false prophecy, a privileged man cannot be from God. Always remember what the Lord, he says. In order to be a master, you have to be a servant. Muhammad is a man of a privilege. Privilege about money, about sex, about the booty, about how many wives he have, about heaven. He have a privilege in everything. The whole religion of Islam is designed for the privilege of the devil Muhammad. You will notice that the Messiah, who we worship him as Lord, he was washing the feet of his disciple. And when the disciple says, Lord, what are you doing? He said, if you don't let me do it, you don't belong to me. I do not know you. That is our Lord. The Messiah, he never owned a slave. Muhammad is a slave owner. The Messiah, he never harmed a person. Muhammad, he killed, raped, cheat, lie. The Messiah, even in the Quran, chapter 19, verse 19, is the Holy Son. Even in the stupid book of Muhammad, the Satan, the devil, could not deny that Jesus is the Son of God when he said he is the Holy Son. If you remember, when the Bible speaks about the evil spirit, they said to Jesus, why you want to destroy us, Son of God? Why you want to destroy us? The Messiah even don't want people to know at that moment that he is who he is. So he rebuked them. For he don't want them to know. To say, you're shouting, what do you want from us, O Son of God? Even Satan could not deny who is the Messiah. And the Bible says clearly, who is the Antichrist? Who is Antichrist? Is the one who denied the Son and the Father. And that is the devil Muhammad. So I will leave you with the peace of the Lord. And there's no peace for the wicked man, the Lord said. Thank you. God bless you. And see you soon again. This is your brother Christian Prince, was serving you humbly for today. And I will see you soon again. God is good. So is Jesus. Take care.